Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. You can already tell by the title of the video, this is my Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 review. I've seen it twice now, all 5 episodes I've seen twice. I have my full thoughts. I know everything I'm feeling. And before we actually get into what I like and what I don't like about it, I just want to say that it's been a crazy journey for this show. You know, for the most part, I've liked the show for the most part. But Part 3 has to be the absolute worst fucking ending I've ever seen for a show ever. So, most of this video are going to be negatives. We're going to do the positives first. So let's begin. Alright, so starting out with the positives, I really enjoyed Kreese's redemption arc. We're going to go right off the bat. I really enjoyed Kreese's redemption arc. I liked to see the fact that he's finally come to his senses and he realizes that he's just been an absolute maniac for 40 years now, and that he's finally trying to make amends with the people he cares about. Tori, Johnny, the scene where Johnny talks to him and Johnny completely breaks down is some of the best acting I've seen in this show. It's fantastic. I loved it. William Zabka and Martin Kove had so much chemistry in that scene. It was phenomenal. I loved it. Another great scene is when Robbie is laying on the table, which we'll get into later, and he's talking to Johnny, and he's just crying about how he didn't get his victory, and it's an emotional scene. It's a great scene. I loved that. That chemistry between Tanner and William is fantastic. That's really good stuff. I love the scene where they CGI'd Mr. Miyagi into the show. That was a great action sequence, and him and Daniel are fighting all the skeletons in episode 3. That was something really special to see. That was very cool, and surprisingly the effects looked really good for being a TV show. They looked fantastic, honestly. They really did a very good job on it. I was very surprised with that scene. That was some good stuff. I like how some of the characters' endings. I think it made sense for Hawk and Dimitri to go off to college together. Robbie and Tori are hired to this company, and they are doing all these sponsorship deals together. Sam is moving to Okinawa and doing her thing there, and Miguel is going to join her for a few weeks, and things like that. There's some good stuff in here. I also really enjoyed, even though this is kind of a double-edged sword with this one. I like the fact that Kreese and Silver both did die. Even though I wasn't a big fan of the way they did it, I still do like that. I think that was a really good shock. I like a lot of the Rocky callbacks in this. That was great. Them running in the streets and driving the car around the valley, and everybody's chasing them, and that was some cool stuff. The speech between Johnny and Daniel in episode 4, where he's like, "I know you love Rocky 3 and 4, but the original is always going to be the best," and he explains it to him why. Johnny finally having the birth of his child was great. Soundtrack was really good too, this part. Specifically by soundtrack, I mean they had a lot of pop culture songs. Not specifically the score itself of the show. That was pretty mid this season. I mean, it was okay. There were some good parts, but for the most part, it was kind of mid in this part. To be honest, that's kind of it. That's kind of really all I have to say in terms of what I like and appreciate. I have a lot of issues with this part. So, yeah, let's get into the bad. All right, so starting off the bad. Might as well start it here. Robbie does not win the Sekai Taikai. Once again, they stiffed the character completely. Pretty much just completely fucked him over, like they always do every season. And he got injured. For no reason, actually. Completely no fucking reason. It was the most pointless injury ever. They literally just did it so they could give it right back to Miguel and jerk his ego off any more than it already needs to be. So Robbie doesn't get his tournament win. So she really should have won back in season 4, but no, they gave it to Hawk, who is a character who, let's be honest, wasn't really even in this season that much, and especially in part 3, which we'll get into that later. So, yep, Robbie just gets completely pointlessly injured. Again, just so they can give it back to Miguel, as if that was a shock to anybody, as if nobody saw that coming, right? But okay. So much filler in this fucking part. For the first episode is complete garbage. There's almost nothing good about it. It's all filler. I don't care about Kim Da-eun killing her grandfather. That shouldn't even be alive anymore. I don't care about her taking over the dojo, and I don't care about them learning. I don't care about them teaching Miyagi-Do students, Cobra Kai students a new move, just for them to not even compete in the fucking tournament. It was a whole pointless lesson, and they spent like 10 minutes on it. I don't even know why, if they weren't going to have Kim Da-eun and Kreese compete or be a part of the tournament, I don't even know why she was in part 3. They should have just completely not had her in it and just called it a day. The only thing meaningful that came out of that was Kwan's funeral, which was ridiculous. They literally put him in a wooden coffin and burned him. The whole first episode is just complete fucking filler garbage. So is episode 2. Episode 2, they literally 90% of the episode is Daniel and Amanda taking Chosen to a wine tasting event, and they sit there and they're trying to get Chosen laid because he got turned down by Kumiko. What? Why didn't they have just Kumiko and Chosen get together? I mean, they've been teasing it since season 5. No, instead they just pointlessly try and get him laid with some random chick that don't even like his ass. So dumb. Also, they have Robbie and Miguel training for Robbie to fight Axel through this virtual reality headset that somehow magically makes Miguel look exactly like Axel. It was so stupid. I couldn't believe what the fuck I was watching. It was so dumb. I was so confused. I was like, where are they going? What are they doing here? Where are they going with this? This is dumb. This is retarded. Like I was saying earlier, the way Kreese and Silver die is just absolutely ridiculous. It's so stupid the way they die. I mean, they literally blow each other. They literally blow each other up on his boat. And which happens at the very end of episode 4, and they don't even bother to mention it in episode 5. There's no, oh, did you hear what happened to Kreese? Oh, you hear what happened to Silver? Oh, Silver and Kreese are dead. You know, nothing. It's as if it never happened, which was really fucking dumb, and that pissed me off a lot too. Why they spent way too much time focusing on Johnny's fight. It took up like half the fucking the final episode. So much so that these fights took up so much time, they completely rushed through the ending. This fight fucking took up, again, half the goddamn episode. I'm sorry, but I don't care about seeing Johnny versus Sensei Wolf. I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care. I just do not care. I don't. We don't even know who Sensei Wolf is. He's been around for one part. He's been around for 5 episodes. I don't care about the character. I don't want to see him and Johnny fight. I don't care. Also, Axel is a terrible villain. Honestly, complete trash. He should have been taken out in part 2, and Quan should have been in part 3. Quan was such a better villain than Axel. Axel was garbage, trash, terrible villain. Quan was S tier, man, and this is why I've been saying this. Part 2, so much fucking better than part 3, and so was part 1. Part 3 is the weakest of all 3 parts. Part 3 was garbage. It is the worst bit of Cobra Kai I've ever watched. It's so bad. I'm so frustrated and pissed off about it. Everybody's endings were so unsatisfying. They were not fleshed out at all. They were so rushed. We literally it's like literally one scene of everybody's ending, and it's done. They rushed through it. All for that, so they can have Johnny and Daniel teaching a class at the end, shoehorning in Stingray, having him get a call from his mother at the end to make a fucking stupid comedic joke that lasted 10 fucking minutes. I don't care about that. The ending scene is completely pointless and dumb. It's literally just Daniel trying to use the chopsticks and Johnny crushing the fly while they're at fucking lunch. It was so dumb. This whole fucking part was stupid. It was so dumb. And of course, they completely just nerfed the shit out of Axel for Miguel, so Miguel can just completely destroy him, which was dumb. It wasn't realistic at all. Axel barely even put up a fight. Just completely wasted Robbie's opportunity just to give it to Miguel, just to fucking nerf fucking Axel into the ground. And the fight sucked, by the way. Tori's fight was the best of the three. Johnny and Miguel's fight blew. Honestly, there wasn't a single fight this season or this part that even touched the fights from part 2. Part 2 had such better fights. This, like I said, this was just a letdown. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I'll tell you what, I'll never trust John, Josh, and Hayden ever again. This was just, I don't even know what to say. This was just bad. This was so bad. Yep. I can confidently say I'm no longer really a Cobra Kai fan, and I will not be watching this series ever again. I refuse to go back and rewatch it just because of how fucking bad they fucked up the ending. Yeah. I just can't go back and rewatch it knowing how it ends. It just will taint how I feel about it, and just I won't be able to. So, yeah. That's my Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 review. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if it wasn't the review you were looking for. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people that do like it for whatever reason, but I'm not one of those people, man. This was awful. And honestly, I feel like an idiot for even just investing myself into this show as much as I did. I can't say it wasn't really expected. I kind of saw this coming. I kind of had a feeling they were going to fuck it up because, let's be honest, Season 6 has just been a whole clusterfuck anyways. But at least Part 2 and 1 were somewhat enjoyable. This was just, there was like a few scenes in here I liked, and the rest of it was either boring nonsense or bullshit that shouldn't have happened in the first place. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.